triste se encuentra el hombre cuando anda ausente.
How sad is the man when he is gone.
Cuando anda ausente.
When he is gone and far away from his country.
Y muy lejos de su patria.
My memories linger with my parents and my love.
Mayormente si se acuerda de sus padres y su child.
Oh, what a fate. It makes you cry.
Ay, qué destino.
At a migrant workers camp in northern Michigan, this migrant worker sings his own lament about having to leave his family. He knows they will worry about the perilous border crossing.
We've heard many stories about horror stories, really, about crossing the border itself, especially through the Arizona desert. The difficulty of doing that, the near-death experiences, witnessing other people dying.
Lo único que cuando uno entró a la frontera de México.
When we came to the border of Mexico from Guatemala, we walked for 4 days and we were really tired. The only money I had was some few Mexican pesos. Mexican immigration took all my money, and they said to go ahead, and I escaped. That's when the suffering began. We had to go in the back of the truck, and it was cold. And my sister, she was getting sick. Her lips were all like purple. We were taken to our house, an old house, where we had to sleep on the floor. We were really hungry and we didn't eat for like about a day and a half.
Many people have told us of finding, for example, dead women with children in the desert. People that they have had to let alone and continue walking. One can't understand, you know, how difficult for some people is to be able to cross and come here.
It is now estimated that there are over 200 million migrants around the world. Some are refugees driven from their homes. Most are migrants looking for work, and a small percentage are immigrants moving permanently.
Tornadoes are spinning off the hurricane. This is now a Category 4 storm. Thousands have been forced to flee, and their homes destroyed by wind and the flooding.
Wherever you find wars or natural calamities, you will find people who are forced to move from their homes. These people are called refugees. They don't move voluntarily. Wars, hunger, genocide, persecution, or fear of persecution can displace millions of people. Immigrants, on the other hand, are people that move voluntarily from one country to another. The United States is a country of immigrants. For the first 200 years, most of the immigration was from Europe. Now most are coming from Latin America and Asia. The fact is, unless you're a full-blooded Native American, everyone in the United States is, or is a descendant of, immigrants. Migrants are people that move from one area to another seeking work. Most come from developing countries where jobs are scarce. They move to countries with better economies and job opportunities.
We have the stories of the families that have to leave everything, you know. Last night we went to visit the family who, they said, you know, there was nothing. There was nothing in our little village. No work, nothing.
I think every single person comes here is to give a better life to their family.
Migrants are almost everywhere in the United States. In the northern part of Michigan, migrants work in agriculture. The migrants work in jobs that no one else typically wants. They work the 3 Ds, work that is dirty, difficult, or dangerous. The migrants come for the harvest season and live in camps near the orchards. When it's time for harvest, migrants work 7 days a week, 12-hour days. Whole families work picking cherries. Small children may be sent to migrant schools, but if you're old enough, you're out picking cherries or working at the processing plant.
I work like checking cherry. I take the cherry out of the lines and I have to squish them and look for pits. And I work from 5 in the afternoon to around 3 in the morning because I have to help my parents paying rent and the bills they have.
So migrant life by nature is difficult because you're not settled, you're not living in your home.
The jobs are hard. Moving from a house to another, it's hard because you get used to some places and then you have to leave them. And yeah, it's hard.
And when I came here, I didn't even know a word. And it was hard for me. I used to cry every single night because I couldn't do my homework, I couldn't do my tests, I couldn't do anything. You try to make friends, but you can't even make a friend because you don't know how to talk to them and anything.
Some kids have just been like real mean to us. They even have said that they want to kill the Mexicans and stuff like that.
The movement of peoples from one country to another is a worldwide phenomenon. Even densely populated countries like Taiwan bring in thousands of migrant workers. These workers come from the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, and Indonesia. Why bring workers to the second most densely populated country on earth? Because migrant workers will work in jobs no one else wants. Dangerous jobs in the construction. Difficult jobs in healthcare. Dirty jobs in factories. And it's the same story worldwide. The migrant workers come from countries with desperately poor economies, where they have almost no hope of providing for their families. They endure hardships in being away from family and friends. They endure perilous journeys to find work. They endure hardships on the job, but still they come. They come for jobs and hope.
One of my dreams is that if I could graduate, but maybe I'm not sure about that because like, I have to help my parents work. My dream is to be able to live a good life. Not to live extravagantly, but to be able to have food 3 times a day. And be able to have enough to share because many suffer.
And so this is the time where we share our prayers. It is very touching, some of the things that they're praying for. Many were giving thanks for the opportunity to work. Some were giving thanks to God for being safe, for arriving safe. We actually have, in that particular prayer group, people that have been here just a week.
I want to give thanks to God for the family. Everyone being here safe and sound. I'm thankful for the good and bad. I thank you for reuniting me with the family.
It is very humbling because sometimes we think that we have it tough, and when you begin hearing these prayers, you realize that you have it made compared with where you're coming from. Yeah. But at the same time, the faith, the deep faith of these people, how they trust in the Lord, no matter what, grateful for the good and the bad, that was pretty powerful.
Esto que es muy bonito bonito.
It's a beautiful thing
Amar a Dios.
to love God.